Investigators! Case Files by John Patrick Green, Steve Beheling, and Chris Fenagulo. Previously on Investigators. Hey, General Inspector, can I touch you? What? Mango, are you sus? I actually gotta admit, he is. Yeah, I am. Oh, shush, Mango. What? One time a guy died and he spilled green slime on me. Well, someone dropped white slime on here. It says it's pointing at this direction. OMG, is that Nick? No, geez. Nick, what the heck were you doing in a trash bag? My name's not Nick.
I am an evil eyeball.
Ooh, it's my passwords. I can log on. The baking soda boggler.
Hey, I've got a question. If there's a grid, does that mean there's a griddle?
What's a griddle?
I don't know. That's why I was asking you.
Someone who griddles, maybe. Mango, Brash, I need your help. It's the head scientist. We have a potentially explosive problem at the science factory. We'll be there before you know it. Logically, that isn't possible. Still, I would appreciate if you got here quickly. You can count on us. I can also use my fingers to count, but okay.
An explosive problem? I really hope it's not diarrhea.
Pipe down, Mango. Literally. One flush later.
This is the only way to travel.
Inside the science factory. I think I smell something. Quiet! Can't you see I'm listening for smells? Investigators! You're here. Good. There isn't a moment to lose. What is this potentially explosive problem? It's take your baking soda volcano to work day, but none of the volcanoes will erupt.
That seems like a non-explosive problem.
Yes, explosively non-explosive. My apologies. I should have been more specific. You know, the S in science stands for specific. I did not know that.
I seem to have a vague memory of making my own baking soda volcano recently. Did that even happen, or am I imagining it? I can see it so clearly, like the cover of a book.
Can you help us figure out what's wrong? Of course we can, and we'll use the grid to do it. Step 1 of our investigation is to examine all the volcanoes.
Watch out for the lava, Brash.
There's no real lava here, Mango.
Are you sure?
Are we sure? We don't allow real lava anymore. And whose fault is that, Jerry? Me. There doesn't seem to be any baking soda inside.
There's nothing in this one either. Just some flower petals.
In fact, there's no baking soda in any of these volcanoes.
The baking soda's been burgled, Brash. Quite the brain teaser. And tongue twister, too.
It may have just been misplaced, Mango. But if it was burgled, then there must be some clues. Maybe in here? Flour is often used in paper mache, which is what baking soda volcanoes are made of. But this sack is totally full. Why is it here if it was never used? The first clue for our grid. And flour petals aren't used in paper machine. Suspicious. I call that a second clue. What about this trail leading down the hall?
Footprints in flour.
That's a third clue.
We got clues. Means it's time for chicken number 1. You're positive there's no chicken?
Positively positive.
The scene turned up some flowery clues.
And some flowery ones, too.
A bag of Gustavo Musacho brand flour, some flower petals, and the trail of flour. Why are flour and flower pronounced the same?
Because science. Or just language, really. Let's look back at the scene so we can determine which clue might be real and which are red herrings. All right, investigator, which clue do you think will help crack the case? Try to remember it or write it down on a separate piece of paper. Now turn on the page to keep on investigating.
So how do I find the baking soda?
Lucky for us, our vests are
are especially equipped with baking recipe ingredient checkers or Brits. Aren't Brits people from Britain? Uh-oh, we got a problem. What's wrong? These Brits can only detect baking powder, not baking soda. Rats. Excuse me, we are mice. Thank you very much.
That's no problem. I can easily recalibrate your devices to detect baking soda.
With a banana peel?
There's no limits to science.
Okay. One quick recalibration later, our Brits have been recalibrated. Let's go. There's baking soda somewhere nearby. These flower footprints seem to be leading us to a trail spits in different directions. But which should we follow? My detector is going off. But mine is. Which means baking soda is behind that door.
This is Dr. Doodly Doodle's lab.
But the doctor is out. What's this? A brush? Why are the detectors beeping at a potato? There's baking soda inside this suspicious spot. How? Why? What else is that rooster roasting in here? Well, not this. This potato is raw. I think it's time to bring up the grid. Let's get a clue. A funny thing about these footprints, they don't look like chicken feet. Which means whoever left them behind was when they came into this lab wasn't Dr. Doodly Doo. So one clue is a shoe. And he goes in the grid. More flower petals. Well, those are already in the grid. But a baking soda filled potato is definitely a new clue. Grid! That's 2 no clues. Now we need a third.
What about that potato? Isn't it also a clue?
This baked potato didn't seem off the baking soda detectors. No, I think it's Dr. Doodly Doo's lunch. See the chives and the sour cream? Huh? What about this? Is this massive wedge of cheese also Dr. Doodly Doo's lunch? Hang on, those mice. Mice love cheese. I'm calling this cheese a clue. And we're calling check-in number 2 electric booger. Don't say it. I'm just taking a break. Mango. Okay. We found 3 new clues. A shoe print, a baking soda filled potato, and a cartoony large wedge of cheese. The grid now has 6 clues. This case has me baffled. Baffled? Are you okay? Is it serious? Should we call a doctor? No, but we should. Flip back and check the scene again. Alright, if you think we'll help.
This case has me
Baffled? Maybe you should see a doctor.
baffled. Is it a medical condition, Mango? I do see a doctor. Dr. Edison. Sally, have you seen anything suspicious?
Who? What? Why are you asking me that?
If I remember correctly, Dr. Edison is a botanist. That's right, Brash. Mango, what have I told you about reading my thoughts?
Only in an emergency.
Pardon me, Dr. Edison. We're investigating the disappearance of baking soda, and I had nothing to do with it. I didn't make a volcano, or even touch one of them in particular. Besides, baking soda can be used to be intended as meat, and I'm a vegetarian. I have no reason to take it from the volcanoes.
Man, now I could really go for some meat and potatoes, you know?
I'm a plant scientist. Of course I know about the potatoes, but I know nothing about volcanoes. Those are completely different kinds of O's. Sally sure is passionate about plants.
Suspicious. You could even say suspicious.
If only a world right now with chef like Gustavo Mustacho was here to tell it what I was baking soda can do. He is. He's waiting in my office.
Yes, boss. Why are you here exactly?
I'm gonna judge the baking soda volcanoes. A baker probably needs a lot of baking soda, and we did find Gustavo Mustacho brand flour at the scene of the crime. What if he brought a sack of flour to perform a switcheroo with the baking soda? Mango!
Sorry, it's just that you've got a good theory going on.
Chef Mustacho, we have a few questions with you. Are any of them about baking? No, baking soda. So yes, technically. The baking soda has disappeared, that's why you can't judge the volcanoes yet. Why didn't you just say so? I have plenty of baking soda. I'll pass her down. Do you want to borrow some? So you're saying you didn't steal the baking soda from those volcanoes? What me? I'm a baker, not a thief. I don't think that's a word. Nope, it ought to be. It's fun to say. Come on, everyone. Thief-er. I suppose it was a little fun to say. But what about the trail of flour that we found? How did one trail go in two different directions? Beats me. Get it? Beats me? Like an egg beater? Because I'm a baker? I think we're done here. What else are you going to question? Why, Dr. Doodly-Doo, of course. The only baking soda found so far was in a potato in his lab. Dr. Doodly-Doo, where are you? Yo, someone mention my name? Do you use baking soda in any of your scientific experiments? Nah, bruh. Baking soda can make skin extra crispy. And as a chicken, I try to avoid things that will make people want to eat me more than they already do. But your delicious skin is on the outside. What if the baking soda was inside? What? Ignore him. He's had a craving since page 6. Speaking of, I've got to eat my lab. It's lunchtime. It's also time we put our suspects in the grid. Who done it, Brash? Who done it? I think it might be who done it. Either way, we're going to find out. With the 6 previous clues. Cool. Plus the 3 suspect statements, so we can now determine who the culprit is. The baking soda bandit is either Dr. Addison, Chef Gustavo, or Dr. Doodly-Doo. What about the mice? Where are they? Only so many room for red herrings, Mago. So at least 2 of the clues should impact one of the suspects. We must also factor in what each suspect had to say. Their statements are clues. Oh, I gotcha. Is this really necessary? My lunch is getting cold. Sorry, Dr. Doodly-Doo. It is necessary. Because we know who took the baking soda. And it was Dr. Addison. Mamma mia. Did I go eat now? Yes, I took it. How did you figure it out? But use a ghetto reasoning, inquiry, and dedication. Or grade, for certain. Much shorter. When we found a trail of Gustavo's flowering leading away from the scene of crime, that made him a suspect. I always carry extra flour with me. I must have left the trail on my way to the hut scientist's office. However, the flower trail split into 2 directions. One led into Dr. Julie's lab, making him a suspect. And we found shoe prints in the floor chair. Bruh, I don't wear shoes. I do. I wear shoes on my feet. Yes, but Gustavo never stepped foot in the rooster's room. The shoe print from inside the lab matched Dr. Addison's shoes. She walked through the floor footprints Gustavo left in the hall and left her own footprints in Dr. Doodly-Doo's lab. But Buck? Sally, you flew into my coop when I wasn't there? Why? Because I'm conducting important potato research. I ran out of raw potatoes, but I knew you always had some hand for your own weird experiments. Yeah, those weird experiments are called making lunch. Okay, so I borrowed a potato. That still doesn't connect me to the baking soda. Ah, but the flower petals. Flower petals! Yep, we found them by the volcano and Dr. Doodly-Doo's lab. The petals are from a potato flower, so the culprit was conducting the botanical experiments on potatoes, and since Gustavo doesn't need to steal baking soda, and Dr. Doodly-Doo doesn't use baking soda, then I must be the one who injected that raw potato with it. Exactly. Baking soda makes a volcano erupt, right? I wanted to see if it will make a potato explode. Actually, it's baking soda plus vinegar that makes them erupt. Well, now you tell me. Hey, where is the vinegar? Should we tell her about microwaves? Please don't. Is there a mystery the grid can't solve? Let's get out of here before we find out. Part 3 of Investigator's Case File will be coming soon. See you then.